On today's show, we have two dreamers who are waking up to their spiritual missions. Stay tuned if you want to know what that looks like in a dream. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very personal communication between the spirit world and souls on their earth journey, because that's what dreams are, and that's why we focus on dreams. Sandy, anything to say?
Yes, we have lots coming up, Michael. I'm so excited. It is, almost 2 weeks till our mentorship starts again, June 16th, that's Sunday. So I'm excited about that. And then in August, we have channeling that's going to start. So I think that's August 4th. And so that's exciting too. And the classes are filling up. I'm really excited about that. And then the last big one that's coming up is our healing course that'll be in September. So I'm giving you guys lots to think about. And so go to where, Michael?
You can go to dream-analysis.com, click on courses and get the details for any of these programs. Or you could book a call, talk to either Sandy or me, see if it's a fit for you. Sometimes it isn't, and we can tell. You know, if you want us to channel and say, hey, would I use this in my life? We can get that answer for you. Because if I teach you how to channel, which I do in small private groups, like even if we have 50 people in the group, it's going to be a group of just 3 people and me where you're going to learn to channel. We split everybody up into these small groups and I teach you in those small groups. And once you can channel, you'd be able to say, hey, did you tell Michael or Sandy at the start of all of this that this is something I should do? And your guides will be honest. They won't lie for us. So we'll be honest with you because it's one of the best things that you can ever do, channeling. If it's meant to be for you, we'll tell you. If the mentorship's meant to be for you, which includes the channeling, we will tell you too. Sandy, do you want to have a look at some dreams?
I do. The first one, I love the name of this dream. It's titled First Class, and it's from Sophie. So she's on an airplane. There's different sections. Flight attendants are attending to all the passengers. First class, however, had access to whatever they needed and could serve themselves. Felt freeing. There you go, Michael. That is a very good dream. I like that one.
Of course you do. First class is the only way you want to fly.
You got it. I wish I could.
So it's a very simple dream, short dream. And I love it because the last part where she is in first class, I asked her, are you in first class in the dream? She is. And she said that they were told, or she was told she had access to whatever she wanted and can serve herself. Now, this is huge. The spirit world does not do that for you. Doesn't trust me. Oh, actually, trust me is a thing you should never say. Is it? People don't trust you if you say that. But
that's right.
I don't see it in dreams. Normally what happens is, even if I'm working with channeling and I'm clearing somebody, I have to add in phrasing because I need to get others to assist me with the clearing. This person is being told, no, you can just do the shortcut. So if you ask us to do something, we're going to help you. So you want something done in your life, ask us, we'll do it for you. And you can only get that you can serve yourself part of a dream when you understand what goes on behind the scenes, spiritually, let's say. You ask for something to be done and you know what's involved in changing somebody's karma or whatever it happens to be. And these are some of the skills that this person has. So it's really cool to see that. It's like, you know, if you've got difficulty in your life, ask the spirit world to fix the difficulty for you because you're allowed to do it. Most people aren't, but you're allowed to do it.
Well, here is another interesting dream from Sophie. Very short in her dreams. This is titled Security. Once again, it's from Sophie. Was at a small gathering. A man came up and said, I have been following you for some time. Even saw you do that complete turnaround. Turns out several at this gathering had bodyguard security that were around them. This was a debriefing to make us aware that they were constantly there. We watched as they moved all of our cars away from the main road so no one should know we were there. Then I was on a golf cart with several of them to go from underground to get back to my car so we could leave undetected. all of this was at night. Very interesting, Michael. I can't wait to hear what you have to say
Yeah,
about this one.
I put the two together on purpose. Nice short dreams, of course. But so we have basically, I said she can ask the spirit world to do things for her and they will do it. And so we see here again a guide showing up in the dream saying, hey, just letting you know that we've always been here and we've been following you and helping you. And you are now ready for like to be aware of the framework or to be aware of the assistance that is given to you spiritually for you to achieve your life purpose. Absolutely fantastic dream. So first dream was saying, hey, I'm waking up, the airplane dream. I'm waking up to who I am. I'm stepping into my power. And the second dream is like the team around you are waking up, or you're waking up to the fact that they're there. And this is the way the spirit world works. Like we don't, so if you come in with certain gifts, not all of the aspects of you are going to be awake all of the time. Because to get here into a baby's body and then go through childhood, adolescence, and all the rest of it, we drag traumas with us. We end up in traumas at the start of our life. We have to heal those things. We have to do a lot of work on ourselves. Not every aspect of us wants to go through that. So we bring pieces that are kind of asleep and they wake up if we achieve a certain pivotal moment in our lifetime. And so she has now hit this moment. When I channeled on this for her, they're saying in 4 weeks' time, roughly, is when you're going to know what all of this about. That's absolutely amazing. 4 weeks. So we will know. But anyway, she's waking up and the team around her are saying, hey, we're here. We want you to be aware of it. We've been looking out for you all this time. Interesting that they're men. And I asked her about the golf cart. I said, when I channeled on it, I said, what they're saying to me is it's like a White House security kind of golf cart. And she said, that's exactly what it was. So it's like she's special and she's got this team around her to help her safely do what it is she came to do. There is
that's amazing.
It is. There is a negative in the dream. One negative is it's nighttime and she hides. Like everything's done underground in secret and she can get to her car without anybody knowing. So there's a little bit of a negative that she still kind of hides who she is. But that's okay. Things are going to change in this very short period of time.
Wow, that is amazing. What amazing 2 dreams. Okay. Hopefully the next one is as good. All righty. Filling out our home with positivity. And this is from Annie. My partner in this dream was Noah. Noah is a friend of mine in college who I admire and respect a lot. Noah was ill with a condition and was in recovery in our home. I asked him if he would like for a pillar, it was a pillar, but still attached to the wall in our home to be filled with a picture of his favorite people and things so he'd be able to see that every day and be filled with positive energy that would help his healing. He said yes. So I invited a huge group of friends over to help with the task. Everyone was pitching in. They brought photos of Noah's fondest memories. They cut out his favorite people from other photos. They also stuck decorations and other things on the pillar as we filled the space. I even put on Christmas decorations at one point, and I had one of Noah's favorite songs that I was putting up. The lyrics of the song were typed on a plastic sheet placed in a plastic sleeve. I had to get a white piece of paper as a backing so you could see the lyrics. Well, I like the positivity, Michael, but I don't know about the plastic. Let's hear it.
With this particular dreamer, she's working, not doing any particular therapy, but we see a lot of dreams that have been saying you've got issues with the masculine side and you need to work on healing that. And in fact, really, she needs to cut the ties with dad, you could say. And this dream kind of backs it up. And we've a couple of dreams, maybe 3 dreams from Annie as well, just to show the continuity that we see in dreams. And so we start off with Noah, who is ill but recovering. So that's a really good symbol to see in a dream. Obviously, we don't want anybody ill. But if we see a man ill in a dream, it says your masculine side is ill. So something caused you to diminish your masculine energy at the very start of your life. That's what the first part is about. And so it's like, okay, we're going to help you heal this, Noah. We're going to do all the things that are going to brighten your day and cheer you up. And we're going to show such a level of support for you and masculine energy is all about support and safety, that you're going to get better. And so what she's doing in the dream is healing her own childhood issue, her own issue from birth, which was she didn't feel needed by dad at the start of her life. And when I asked her about that, I told her what the dream meant. She checked with her mom and she said, "What was dad in the delivery room?" And she said, "Well, no, the LA Olympics were on at the time and he was at the Olympics, watching the Olympics while I was giving birth." So dad looks after himself. That's a theme for this dreamer, unfortunately. So anyway, didn't get the masculine support at the start of life. We see this. We know it's the start of life because we have the Christmas decorations. Christmas is about the birth of Jesus. Everything in a dream is about you. So it's about your birth. So that's really the timeline of what's trying to be healed. But I really like the fact that she says, okay, we're going to decorate this pillar. The pillar stands out. And of course, a pillar is a masculine energy symbol. It supports structures and so on. What else have we got? We have the lyrics of a song. So we know she's a channel too. So we're working on the masculine side is going to help improve her channeling. And then we see the white paper backing. And of course, support and backing are the same thing. I'm going to back you. I'm going to be there for you, behind you all the way, that kind of thing. But the white paper would represent confidence in this context. So pretty good dream.
What about the plastic? What's going on with that?
So it says that conventional structures are something conventional because plastic is man-made. So something man-made has impacted my masculine energy at the start of life. And that's really what I'm trying to heal. And so this man-made thing has knocked my confidence, and confidence is also masculine energy. So again, all being addressed in the dream to heal it. So we know that the dream is going the right path for this to be sorted.
Okay, and then what about all the photos and decorating the pillar and all of that?
So
You may
this
have covered it, but
yeah.
I just went out.
Yeah, the pillar is masculine energy. It symbolizes masculine energy, and that's what's being used to heal the masculine energy, heal the sick individual Noah, help him get better by addressing this, decorating it, and it's just a masculine energy symbol being loved, let's say, in a dream.
I gotcha. Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's go see the next one. This is award-winning Nougat. I was telling a young man with glasses that his Nougat was award-winning, and some people wanted to come interview him about it. He was standing next to some heavy industrial equipment making his Nougat. He told me it takes 5 to 6 years to learn to master it.
All right.
There you go, Michael.
So
what's a Nougat?
It's like a taffy kind of bar. We've had it on the show before, and it was about a treat, a healing ability. But here, this was kind of a tricky one. But we see the young man. I asked what age is he, and she said 13. Now I would have said kid, but 13. And so it took a bit of channeling to get this one. But basically, remember, it's the same dreamer. From age 13, she had the idea that she needed to put in hard, dedicated, exclusive work to get good at anything. And she needs to overcome that. So the young man with glasses, normally in a dream I would talk about clairvoyance because of the glasses, and it's not it for this dreamer. That's not how our channeling works. And we've started throwing in dreams that break the mold over the last few months. And so the glasses break the mold here. It really stands for being nerdy. And so her issues with masculine energy is connected with thoughts and ideas as well. So this is a thought pattern that she has from a young age that she needs to heal, that she has to work really super hard. And we have like all the heavy industrial equipment that the young man is using. And he's put 5 to 6 years in to learn to master. He's only 13. So that's quite a start. From age 7, he set about mastering his occupation. So again, it shows the emphasis or the impact of how the parents were on her and what she needs to do, like break that. It doesn't take that. So if you bring a gift with you, you're going to be practicing that gift in the spirit world. You might need to do some course like to make it better or something, but you don't have to put in 6 years worth of effort to bring in anything. I say that, there's going to be exceptions. But the gifts that you have already trained in and are going to use in this lifetime to help others and help you to repay your debts by helping others, those ones you've already used on the earth plane before. And it's really just reacquainting yourself with them. That's what you need to do in those. But then we have the 5 to 6 years also is about like it's going to be done through karma and dharma. I suppose we don't really need to get into that, but it's all about like relax. You don't like he's being rewarded. He's going to get this interview. She's super impressed. So she needs to drop that idea that she needs to put in this crazy amount of hard work to achieve things. She, I should say, has already achieved amazing things in her life. So she's followed this philosophy and her dreams are trying to break her out of it now.
Wow, that's great. Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. And once again, this is from Annie, and it's Blythe's Royal Greatsword. What you need to know, Blythe is half man, half wolf in the game. In the first scene, I was in the woods on a cliff's edge where the Royal Greatsword was staked in the ground. I ran by the sword twice along the cliff edge to see if I could snatch it before Blythe got me. He and the sword were very small for some reason, and Blythe was more of a shadow in the background. In the second scene, Blythe wasn't in it. I was walking up to the Royal Greatsword, and this time it was enormous, like it would be in the game. It was again staked in the ground, out in the open, in the meadow, along a dirt road. I walked along the road and picked up the sword in front of some men who were in conversation. I wanted to be seen by them dislodging the colossal sword and carrying it around. I succeeded and even trotted up the hill with its very heavy weight. I remember carrying a second object that was equally as heavy. Later, I came to an opening in the river that ran through the meadow. There was lots of grass and pretty flowers everywhere. The opening of the river is where I decided to store the sword to come back to later. This location felt like a starting point of the game, much like where the hero first starts their journey. I plunged the sword into the soft riverbed and stuck the long blade deep into what felt like sand and silt. I knew it wasn't going anywhere and that no one would take it as I left. Well, that's a very interesting dream.
And the analysis is very, very short. So we would expect from the Royal Greatsword, it's to do with spiritual leadership, and it is. And so again, this is interesting. A sword would be a masculine energy symbol. But I asked her what was the color of it, and she said silver and royal blue, which is why it's called the Royal Greatsword. So we know it's spiritual leadership. And so there are cases where swords and dreams represent leadership. And as you know, Sandy, if you're a light worker, if you can see a light worker in the spirit world, they always have a sword. And it's a particular type of sword. And in fact, how light workers identify each other, how high-level angels and angels identify each other. What side are you on? And you can say, show me your sword, and they better have a sword. If they're not, they're an imposter, and you want to do something about it. So the sword, in some contexts, including this one, represents spiritual leadership. And think about like King Arthur, which would be a spiritual leader, and the sword that he pulls out of the stone. It's that type of concept. So I really like to see masculine energy shown in a positive way, connected with feminine energy. And the way this works is, yes, leadership works through an open and compassionate heart. It is a feminine energy thing. And that's why the sword is silver, because silver is the color for feminine energy too. And but if you want to create a platform or a stage for you to, or an arena, let's say, for you to exercise and use your spiritual leadership gift, if you've got a good balance of masculine energy supporting you, then that helps you create the platform or the boundary or the whatever way you want to look at it. It helps you push out into the world, because that's what masculine energy is about, the space that's required for you to be brilliant at using this particular gift. It's really cool. Anyway, in the first scene, she's in the woods, so we know there's some elimination system issues going on there. She's aware of that, digestive system problems. And we see that theme throughout the dream. Like there's a dirt road later on. So we know it continues on. So definitely that is governed by masculine energy. So when you're working on masculine energy, the systems in your body that require that energy often get upset. So that's what's happening here. And then we have Blythe is half man, half wolf in the game. So this is kind of based on a game. She plays this game, and the dream is based loosely on it. But he's small. So Blythe is small at the start, and so is the sword. So it means the issues that she's dealing with are diminished. She's working on these things, and they're not as big as they were before. We also don't like this. You wouldn't like to see a half man, half wolf in your dream. It's a very bad health symbol, let's say. But she doesn't have anything to worry about because it's just temporary. She's trying to get the sword. She's trying to heal her masculine side. Remember what the healing the man in the 2 dreams back was about. She needs to heal her masculine side. So she's trying to overcome this negative influence from the start of her life and grab back the spiritual gifts that she had. And we saw the other spiritual gift in the last one was channeling, because it was Christmas decorations and there was music. So here she's, again, trying to heal the masculine side, address a gift that she lost. The next part of the dream, the feral Blythe is gone, so that's great. And she just walks up, picks up the sword, and then goes along a dirt road. And she's waving in front of other men. So we don't see the negative man anymore, which is Blythe. We see these other men and she's waving it. So it's kind of like, this is me. I'm stepping into who I am, and I'm proud to show it. Proud, like it's not rubbing it in anybody's face. It's like, be aware that this is me. This is who I am. And she goes along and puts it into the start of a riverbed. And she said that this is a location that would be like where the hero would start their journey in a game. So she has now arrived at the point of beginning her spiritual journey. Now, obviously, she's been on one. Her whole life is a spiritual journey. But putting the sword into the river is fantastic. It's like, I am now ready to step into my spiritual leadership role, and I have got the energy around me to help me with this. Sandy, I'm sure you have questions.
Yeah. So what is sticking it deep into the river bed?
Well, it's the fact that she says this is going to be the start. Rivers and dreams represent your spiritual flow. Clear rivers, unpolluted water will represent that. And a river finds its way to the ocean. The ocean represents the spirit world in dreams. So it's like, I am now on my spiritual journey, and I'm going to find my own way back to source, back to who I am. Let's say that's what the ocean represents. And rivers overcome any obstacle in their path. They go around obstacles, or they cut through them, whatever it is they want to do. So it's a really good symbol. But she says this is the start. And so it's like, I'm laying a stake in the ground. I am now ready. And the beautiful thing about this, and we have this in common with our other dreamer from today, Sophie, that something has to have happened in order for you to get dreams like this. It's like the spirit world does not say, okay, I'm going to give you this gift, and then you got to create a space on your calendar to be able to use it. The spirit world says, prove to us that you're ready. Create the space, clear the things that you need to clear. In this case, this dreamer is healing the issues with masculine energy imbalance. But clear those things, and then we will wake up the aspect in you that represents, or that is needed for this part of your life. There's no point doing it in the wrong sequence. They just won't do it in the wrong sequence. And it's a mistake a lot of people make. And they kind of like will live their life aware of their gifts and aware of particular things that they can do. And they just squeeze those things into the cracks of time that they can get, when they get home from conventional work. They will maybe work with 1 or 2 clients and then go to bed and do it again a couple of nights in the week. And they're not meant to do that. They're meant to like step into the vocation of, here's what you came here to do that. And they were waiting for, okay, when is it going to change? Something's going to change, and then I'm going to be able to step into this role. It just does not work like that. You have to clear the space first, then the clients come to you, or then whatever you need is going to come to you that's going to allow you pursue and use the gifts.
So why is she trotting up a hill with the sword, and why is it colossal? She calls it a colossal sword.
I like that it's colossal because it just shows the size of the gift. It's indicative of like, this is how important this is. Like if it's a huge sword like that, this is a super important sword. So it's spiritual leadership is super important for her going forward in her life. Going up the hill means that it's not easy right now. There's a bit of a struggle, but we know that because she has to dislodge the sword and get it away from this feral animal. So she's working on the issues around masculine energy, and that's a bit of a struggle. But we see positive male characters in the dream. They're just men in conversation, but they're not against her anymore. So that's really good. I mean, one of the things that she has, if you were to ask her honestly, how does she feel about men? She would say that I've never had a good relationship. Things have always been tough. Men are out for themselves. But that's how dad was at the start of her life. And that's what she has to overcome. And we do this in our summits and workshops. We explain why that is the case. Why, if dad is so selfish, why is it that you can't find a good man? You could be in a room with 1,000 men and there could be 2 jerks in there and you're going to find them. They will be attractive to you, nobody else. It's sad, but it's how it works.
And then she mentions carrying a second object that was equally as heavy.
So she's carrying weight. We don't know what the object is. Now, that's a pity. She doesn't tell us, so we can't really talk about it. But it's like, this is not an easy journey. I'm carrying this super heavy sword and I'm carrying something else. And that's very likely something she shouldn't be carrying. So it's a weight I'm carrying or a burden I'm carrying because of the masculine energy imbalance that I already have.
Wow, that's very good. Very interesting. And then the cliff's edge. Why on a cliff's edge?
Unbalanced masculine energy puts you in your head, intellectual. So she's very intellectual. And that's what a cliff's edge will symbolize in almost anybody's dream. That my central consciousness is up in my head. I rationalize my way through life. I figure things out, calculate them, etc., etc. And then I do things based on what I mentally calculate. Now, that's not the way to move forward in life. And spiritual leadership works through feminine energy, through the heart. We're meant to let our heart tell us what it is we're to do and follow our heart. That's where the joy is going to be. Follow your heart and then use your mental intellect to help you achieve what your heart tells you is your goal.
Wow, Michael, that's very interesting. Well, you know what? I think that's it. I think we're out of time. I really enjoyed the dreams today and to see the journey that these 2 people have been on. That's amazing.
All right. That is our show for this week. And if you do want to look at the recordings of our summit, which we only just had, and we're still coming down from the high of that was so good. You can get them at dream-analysis.com/summit. All right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.